Hey, good morning, or almost morning, or depending on what kind of shift you have. I have technically woken up in the middle of the night. I hate when that happens. I'm technically really still tired, but insomnia is weird. Uh, have trouble falling to sleep, staying to sleep, and I had a night where I technically fell asleep okay, but not staying asleep like I need to. Or, but I'm not gonna fight it because I ain't got a shift today. I'm off, and if I need to take a nap later or something, I can. Uh, but and and I've got a cold right now too, so that might be affecting my sleep as well. I know I had a couple of days there where I was really miserable. Um, because on top of the cold, I was on my cycle, and it was like there wasn't an orifice I wasn't leaking from. And it's just, you know, a cold makes you miserable, your cycle makes you miserable, and to have both going on at the same time is not fun at all. It's like, no, I don't want to be me right now. Can't there be somebody else? But no, I have survived the worst of it. Um, and went in to work Monday night, pretty miserable. I think the worst on top of it was the headache that came with it, and when you feel like that, it makes it hard to think and stay straight, and keep track of things, and you know, I probably shouldn't have been even driving because it was really hard to focus, and I was a little dizzy, but I was kind of short on sick time. So yeah, you're short on sick time, and you can't afford to take the time off. You go into work sick and miserable because you have no choice, because you can't afford to miss work. But it was an interesting night. Was that Monday or Tuesday? I can't remember whether it was Monday or Tuesday now. Um, but you know, this this city, wow, it can really make you lose your faith in humanity. I'm sick, I'm miserable, but I'm up there. I'm managing to smile for people and be nice and cordial, and sometimes people um, mistake nice for stupid, um, or they haven't seen you before, so they think you're stupid. And and I don't know what normal is, but I just know I'm not it. Um, nah. Um, but a old man came through my line, and and I have a tendency to try and assume that you're a nice person until you do something that shows me you're not a nice person. And he flirted with me. Okay, which set off all my alarm bells, because I don't get flirted with often, rarely, next to never. So I really don't know how to react when somebody does flirt with me. But what he first said to me was something about, and I guess I wasn't paying strict attention because I was doing the transaction, making sure I counted his money was changed for the item he purchased correctly. And he said something about an application. And are you taking applications? And I said, well, yeah, Home Depot, is always taking applications, and you can go online and put one in. It's not hard. And he said, no, no, no. Are you taking applications? And which just set off all my alarm bells. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. you know, um, that's just me, I guess. But and oh no, Renetta's not taking applications. Do you have somebody? Yeah, sure I do. I'll find somebody real quick to grab onto. I was ready to grab just about any coworker and claim them as mine. Whether they were male or female wasn't going to matter to me as long as I had somebody to kind of throw up as a barrier. Oh no. But and they better have played along with me. It was, yeah, he made me really uncomfortable. But he wasn't finished making me uncomfortable. He came back a few minutes later to buy a second item, and when he says, he's got too much money to keep track of, all these ones and things and like that, and can he get the 50 he paid me with back? Can he get his solid 50 back? And you give me $50 and whatever you got there, and sure, I'll give it to you. I'd rather have the ones and the fives and the stuff that's easy for me to make change with anyways, so, and he is that. He gives me those, and you know what he says, let me get a solid 100 instead. So he gives me the 50 back and the other change, and that he gave me, and okay, you want a solid 100? Okay, no, I actually have. I don't usually have something like that in my drawer, but I did at that point, and he obviously had seen it when he came through my line the first time. And then after that, he says, 20s would be better. Could I get 10 20s for this 100? Are y'all listening? Okay, I'm sick. I'm miserable. I may not have been initially paying close attention when that I missed the the initial "are you taking applications" thing, and then he had to specify he was trying to apply to me. But for those of us who can count, there are not 10 20s in a $100 bill. There are only 5. And Renetta didn't miss that. So yeah, I took the 100, and he got 5 20s, and I shut my drawer very, very quickly. I was done. Yeah. So because I was told this by a manager. You're not a bank teller. This is not a bank, and if they really need change that bad, they can go to a bank. Yeah. it just, and but I had worried that because how sick I was, and how much trouble I was focusing and everything, that maybe I might have miscounted something and whatnot. So I spent the last couple of days waiting to see if I was going to get written up for my drawer being short. And the week's not over, and sometimes Home Depot's kind of slow. So but I did ask how quickly would something like that come back to me, and they were like, the next day. You should get it the next day, which and I did explain what happened, and why I was afraid my drawer might be short, because sick and tired and sick and leaking from everything. So, but I'd never seen that man before, and I don't know what made him think this is the stupid girl tonight. That the stupid girl knows that there is only 520s and 100, not 10. And there seems to be this assumption sometimes by customers that come through that you're working at Home Depot. You must be some kind of a loser, drop out kind of person, and or they assume because you got a piercing that they consider not normal, or we have lots of employees with tattoos, and they consider you some kind of a lowlife who is uneducated and blah blah blah, and I don't even know if I hadn't gone to college if he would have got that by me, but you know what, my concentration along with my degree in education was mathematics. Yeah, I'm very aware of how many 20s are in 100, and it ain't 10. So, but yeah, this is like I said, this is my last week at the service desk. I'm not leaving Home Depot. I'm just switching departments. I'm going back to freight, where when I come in, I will go back to the back and unload the truck, and I won't have to talk to people. and it makes me kind of sad that my short time at customer service has made me feel like that, because every day it's something. There's somebody trying to get over on you in some kind of way, either with an item that didn't even come from Home Depot, but yet they're trying to get some kind of a refund for it. And Home Depot has set up their registers now so that if you do not have a receipt that shows that you paid cash for something, you cannot get cash. The best you can get is a store credit, and yes, you will have to show ID, and your ID will be put into the computer system. Your name that's on it, your ID number, and it's even so that a lot of times we don't even have to type your info in. The gun will scan the back of your ID and put it in for us so that we're not misspelling things. Yeah, it will track how often you come in and try to get a store credit without a receipt for your items, and it will cut you off after a certain point. I'm not sure exactly what that point is, but I have seen people, the machine deny people, and there's nothing I can do about it. I cannot override it. The manager cannot override it, and on top of the old man, that night, I don't know if this guy came in the same night or the next night, but he came in a couple of items, very new items, and and he wants cash for them, and I said, I'm sorry, sir, I cannot get you cash without the receipt. You have to produce a receipt at this store to get cash back for your items. Without the receipt, I can't do that. The best I can do, if you have your ID with you, is get store credit. And he's like, can I talk to a manager? Sure. Yeah, that was the same night as the old man. Pretty sure it was. But and because the manager was the same manager that night, the old man came through, and I flagged her over because she was just a little ways from me, within eye shot and earshot. So I called her over, and and told her, hey, he doesn't have a receipt, he wants cash. And she's like, nope. she did not. Can't do it. Nope. That is just not just our policy, but the computer is programmed like that. So nope, not even with a manager can you get cash if you do not have a receipt showing that you paid cash. No. But it makes me sad. It makes me sad to see people behave like this. Always trying to get somebody and trying to get over on somebody because they have talked themselves into they're not hurting anybody because they're stealing from a big corporation. But yeah, you're hurting the little people that work at the store like me because that big corporation is counting its pennies, and when it's short, it will short me on hours. They'll cut my hours, the single mom with the two disabled kids that is struggling to keep a roof over her head, to make up that difference. So you're not stealing from the store. You're stealing from the moms and the dads and their children that work, of the people that work in that store. You're taking food out of their mouths and clothes off their backs, and possibly preventing them from having a decent roof over their head, just so that you can get a few extra bucks, and that you're technically not entitled to, because you're shady, and yeah, I'm done. But that old man, I made me think of my dad, and he's gone, and but I think Daddy would have been proud of me that he didn't get over on me like that. I caught that 10/20 thing up. So, but yeah, I'm gonna try and go back to bed and try to sleep until the sun actually comes up. I got nowhere to go today. We'll see, since I've been sick, if I feel like doing some laundry or something. So one thing I will do when I'm sick is let my chores slide. And I don't like to let the chores slide too much, but gotta rest too. So peace. We love you. Oh, I'm hanging in there and surviving. I don't know how, but I'm doing it.